Greetings gastronauts, this is Keith Cooks, I'm Keith, and today I'm going to do some pure comfort food. I'm going to do mince and tatties with skurly. So you've probably heard of mince and tatties, but skurly maybe not. I certainly hadn't. It's a very simple oatmeal side dish, which I'll tell you more about later. But first of all, let's get on with the mince and tatties. Ingredients for the mince: I've got 500 grams of minced steak, ground steak, half a litre of beef stock and a decent sized onion. I've also got half a carrot and a stick of celery, and those are completely optional. But you know, we've got to get our veggies in here somewhere. I might also add some salt and pepper as we go along. So first thing to do is peel and chop the veggies. Okay, so you want a heavy bottom frying pan, just chuck some oil in it, then pop the onions in. Just get those all covered in oil and let them cook for a couple of minutes. We don't want them to brown, we just want them to soften a bit. Okay, like that. And now we'll add the mince. And that needs to get kind of browned all over. So that's all nicely browned, and we can add our stock. This is just made up from a stock cube. And then pop in your veggies if using. And I'll just let that cook away for about 20 minutes, and then I'll check it for seasoning. And overall it probably wants to cook for between 30 and 60 minutes. So now we need to get on with the tatties. So you want a load of spuds. How many is entirely up to you. And you want to peel them and chop them into bite-sized chunks. Like that. So I've got a pan of salted water bubbling away on the hob. I'm just going to pop my spuds in. And they'll just want to cook for about 15 minutes until they're nice and tender. Right, that's pretty much done, I reckon. Let's have a taste. Definitely needs salt and some pepper and a splash of, no, actually Worcester sauce, because I'm in Yorkshire. We have Henderson's, Hendo's. Oh yeah, that's a million times better. Approximately. So now I just want to thicken up the gravy, so I'm going to just sift in some flour, and we'll just keep that warm till we're ready for it. So quick shout out to my new Patreon fan, Louis Marvick. Welcome and thank you. And also a request, this was requested by somebody with Scottish origins who doesn't want a shout out. So skurly, it's very, very traditional. It goes back hundreds of years, and it's more common, I think, in the northeast of Scotland, so like Inverness, Aberdeen, John O'Groats, and places like that. But it deserves to be better known because it's actually really tasty. Now the ingredients for the skurly: I've got 100 grams of oats. These are pinhead oats, 1 small onion finely chopped, and 50 grams of fat, and possibly a splash of water. Now, I am deeply annoyed. You know that thing where you go to the shop with the express intention of getting a specific thing, and you come back without it. And in this case, it was pork or beef dripping, which is the fat that you should use. Failing that, you can use lard. So when I started making this recipe, I thought, it's okay, I've got some lard in the fridge. I haven't. No problem. Failing that, you can use suet. And I thought we had some suet in the cupboard. We do, but it's vegetarian. It's the vegetarian suet is rubbish, mostly made of palm oil. So, butter. It'll work, but it's not your actual authenticness. And I feel consoled because I've just read another recipe online for this, made by somebody who clearly hasn't got a clue, and says, oh, olive oil, you'd use olive oil. You really wouldn't. not to worry, we press on. Time to make our Skirly Whirly. Oh, and the name, by the way, comes from the sound the oatmeal makes as you skirl it round in the pan, apparently. Something like that. So, melted me fat. I'll just pop my onions in. Stir those. You want to get them a little bit browned. Right, that's looking good. So we add the oats. Most recipes are not very specific about what kind of oats you should use, but I think these pinhead ones, you know, they're just little tiny bits, probably better than the big flat rolled oats. I think they might be too chunky for this. So that's soaking up the fat. And it's not making any kind of noise that I would describe as skirling, but it is starting to smell a little bit burnt. So I'll turn the heat down, and I think I'll just add a wee splash of water. And have a little taste. Yeah. The oats are nowhere near cooked, so I'll put some more water in. We're getting there. I've got more water in, and I'm going to add a pinch of salt. That's starting to be really nice. I just want the oats to cook a bit longer because, you know, al dente like, and I don't think they should be. Right, I think we're pretty much there. You know, it should be quite dry. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Okay, let's mash the spuds and serve it up. So I've drained the tatties and I'm going to add some cream. Normally I would use milk, but I want this to be super luxurious like. And a knob of butter, some salt, and some white pepper. And just bash it. Bash it, mash it. There we are, lovely creamy mash.
Shall I appear by magic?
No, you can just already be here. Hello.
Hello.
It's been a hard day. Right, Skirly, mashed tats.
That'll be minced onions with carrots in it. Possibly even some peppers.
No, peppers.
What's the green things?
Or green things.
That one.
Celery.
Ah, and onion.
Alright, Skirly Whirly.
So this is a Scottish thing, yeah?
Why are you in it? Oh, okay, they do.
Yeah. Get your regions right. Yeah. You can tell that's a comfort food, can't you?
Oh yeah. Savoury porridge.
It is. It's quite dry, so I can see why you have it with the mince. It's not sticky. It's not dry. It's kind of it's dead interesting.
You can use it as stuffing for poultry. And it's also the same ingredients as mealy pudding, except mealy pudding is boiled inside a skin.
Like haggis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's sometimes called poor man's haggis. So yeah. Vegetarian haggis.
You can see why that has become a favourite. It's one of those comfort food things you associate with getting in from, like, the weather outside today. It's really cold, isn't it? You come in and you have one of these and it's like, oh yes. You feel really full afterwards, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's grand. I like it. I'll work on that.
Yeah. But can we have it with something green? Because I don't know about you, but that's like 3 brown things on a plate. I know that's white and that's not, but you know what I mean? As a beige experience, darling.
Scotland the beige. Oh, I'm going to get so tortured by comments.
Yeah,
For
and
that.
my dad's going to come back and haunt you something wicked.
My wee joke.
Just ignore him.
No, actually, I think some marvellous food come out of Scotland. But
Yeah, because we had haggis, didn't we? On Robbie Burns night, and I was saying, well, let's get haggis again.
yep. But I think the haggis season is over.
Yeah. But the mince season continues. This is nice mince as well. You know, some mince is absolutely bleh, but this.
Ah, well, Scottish, innit? It came off an Aberdeen Angus.
You see, now you're getting back into everyone's good books. Did you hear that? Good things about Scotland.
They love Scotland.
I know. Yeah. Do you think they want to watch us stand here eat
No.
the lot?
I don't think they do.
Yeah, we could. We could
But we
stand
could
here
do.
and eat the lot. It's good, isn't it?
Ah, it's marvellous, yeah.
Surprise yourself. But you've definitely got to make it with something that's got gravy or sauce in it, because it'll be too dry otherwise.
Anyway, moving on. Oh, you just finish off. So there you go. Skirly. Skirly Whirly.
Skirly. Never heard of it before today. When the request came in, we both went, what? And we've both been struggling to remember the name ever since. But yeah, Skirly. It's a good thing.
So, if you liked it, give us a like, subscribe, donate, become patron, all that stuff. And
You trying to get a word in?
thanks for watching, and see you next time.